It is. It is.
And we're recording again already.
All right.
Well, hey there, picaroons and pilfering peasants. I am Red Rum Richard.
Now I'm Captain Sharptooth.
And I'm Raz Wickham, the creator of The Edge of Beyond.
We are the Red Rum Runners.
Now today we have here my great friend Raz, and he's here to tell us about his story, The Edge of Beyond. And we're super excited because this book is so rich and full of tales and adventure, but it's futuristic and yet just incredible overall. There's so much detail, and so that's why we wanted to share it with you today and let him tell you a little bit about himself. So Raz, why don't you start off by telling us a little about what the book is?
Well, The Edge of Beyond in general was created back in 1997, which is 19 plus years ago now. It was essentially meant to be the next big franchise on the scale of something like Star Wars. Because upon developing it, I wasn't quite sure how long that franchise would last, and I thought coming into the early 2000s, we needed the next big thing, like what that franchise established back in 1977. So upon working on the story, I dabbled a little bit with scientific research, and as far as what kind of develops the world of T.O.B., as we like to call it, Earth has gone through a great cataclysm by running into another solar system, which some refer to as the Planet X system.
So you're saying this is going to be somewhat scientifically accurate?
As much as possible.
Yes. Scientifically accurate pirates.
There you go.
I don't think we'd know the difference. Well, go ahead and tell us all the sciencey parts.
Well, anyway, the Great Cataclysm, as it's referred to in the story, it pushes Earth out of its original orbit. And along with the plasma that's coming from the dwarf sun of the Planet X system, the plasma that's hitting it is also causing the Earth's core to evolve in a way that is even more so than what it is now. But also it's caused Earth to grow 4 times the size of what it is now. Which, because Earth is a living entity, some people don't realize that it actually has grown or shrunk, within its own lifespan.
Trying to say that the Earth bigger than smaller, bigger than smaller?
Yeah. In other words, land masses haven't always been where they are.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
not sure that he's scientifically accurate.
Wait,
Isn't the world flat?
That's what I was thinking. That's just crazy. Okay, so keep going.
All right, yeah. What's happening right now in the story?
Well, fast forward through all the information regarding a great cataclysm, which, in turn is the whole evolution of Earth in the story.
I guess we'll figure it out while we're reading it, right?
Yeah, so all that's explained in here. Well, anyway, it leads to the rebuilding of society on this planet after this cataclysm, and they're using crystalline technology. And the biggest part of the crystalline technology is used for weapons, such as crystal-powered gauntlets, which is what they use for their armor. So fast forward from all of that introduction as to how Earth gets evolved in this particular story, and you've got the introduction of the first book, which deals with a half-human, half-angel hybrid that is raised in captivity in the crystal mines, and he has spent his whole life wanting to break free and also free his people, but doesn't have the means to do so. Then when the opportunity knocks, he takes advantage of that particular opportunity, and then upon escaping, learning how his abilities work, who he is, and what he is, and also working with Earth's champions to take out, or at least attempting to take out, the universal threat. He threatens the humans that have been enslaved, but all of the, I guess you could say, evolved races on the surface, as well as the Arcadians themselves that kind of help protect the gods in their own orbiting realm around the planet.
Wait, there are gods involved?
Well,
Plenty.
Oh, yeah.
we know a little bit about gods ourselves here. Slavery and all, we just call it putting in the brig, but that's...
Right. Well, that's half the reason you become a pirate is because you're trying to escape being enslaved by today's society.
Right, exactly.
Now that I think about it, we actually might fit pretty nicely into a world like that.
Oh, yes.
Now, what would you think, seeing your world, if a couple of dastardly pirates were to make our way in there?
I don't know, you may be what we refer to as the slave pirates in the continent of Pretoria, where all of the humans are enslaved in the crystal mines.
Oh, so there's some actual piracy to be done already?
Oh, yes.
I'm sure we could fit right in.
Would
we be pirates who are slaves that slave other slaves?
Nope.
Oh, so that's the way to stay free is piracy once again.
This sounds like our world. And I keep hearing crystals. When I think crystals, I think treasure.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh.
I didn't even think about that.
Yes.
I'm actually the one who loves collecting crystals. I think I got one right over there. Do the crystals look anything like this?
Oh, yes, or a blue one like this.
Oh, there we go.
I think I like pink better though.
Well, that's okay. When it comes to tee-up, there's plenty of room for blue and pink.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
In fact, while you're showing a little bit of the poster there, it reflects that in the book itself. You know, interesting from what I've been reading about this so far. Isn't there quite a bit of equality involved in this, and especially in the empowerment of women?
Yes, back when this story was first incepted back in 1997, I wanted to showcase a story that, you know, had that equality of both male and female, because growing up in the 80s and 90s, most of your stories were very male-driven. And while plenty of them are good, I thought, why aren't we getting more stories that have plenty of the female heroines involved? And now it's become sort of a fad, you know, with all of the feminist agendas and everything like that. But when The Edge of Beyond was first created back in 97, that was one of the original goals, was just to showcase the male version, or the male side of the coin, so to speak, as, you know, as equal as the female side. So that's why even with our logo, we go the half blue and half pink to showcase the equality between the male and the female counterparts.
That is just so interesting. You know, it has been, you know, it is a known idea or theory that, you know, us pirates aren't as welcoming to a woman on a ship unless that woman is independent of herself and can defend herself.
Yes, it's not that we don't like women on ships, it's that we don't like relationships on ships.
Yes.
There's only one room for one ship and it's not a relation one. Right?
That's definitely how we see it.
That ship sunk a long time ago.
Yes, it
Right.
did. Oh, that was a terrible story. All right. Anyways, but yes. So you said we got a half angel, half human that is rising up out of slavery. So in the story, what exactly, like, they're on this planet, they're trying to get out. What are they trying to achieve?
As far as where his role comes into
Yes.
play, because he's raised as a slave in the crystal mines and he's half human, he sympathizes with his human counterpart. And obviously he wants to see them freed. So if you're thinking about the trilogy as a whole, your first book deals with that origin story, where, you know, he's coming into the fold of learning what his abilities actually are and working with, you know, Earth's good forces. But then by the time you get to the second book, he decides, okay, I've been doing this for quite some time now, so I'm going to kind of cross the line and see what I can do to help my fellow people, even if it's against the system. Well, of course, in doing so, there are always consequences to pay. So you can imagine with your first one being the origin story, your second one being very political and going into some dark territory and ending on a cliffhanger, and then you got your third one that gets even more epic and ties everything up in a nice package, so to speak.
But I only have these two here. You're saying there's a third one coming out?
Yes, the third one comes out this October.
Ooh, you heard it. Make sure that you be buying that book when it comes out.
I've only got the first one so far, but...
You know, I accidentally skipped the first book and I'm on the second. I'm terrible at this kind of reading. It's not my thing.
That's why I'm the quartermaster.
I don't have time to read, that's why I write.
See? That's good, man. Now, you know, I've been wondering this question myself. I mean, you've been writing so much. The question that's on my mind is, what happens while you're doing all of this writing, and you run out of rum?
It's a very good question. That's where the music comes into play, and I have to use that as kind of my vice. So
There you go.
Music comes into play.
Hey,
so what are you saying? You know a lot about music?
Yeah.
Well, tell us.
And actually, these would not be written if it wasn't for music.
Really?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your musical background.
I actually had an older brother that played in a cover band years ago, and he would play things such as Guns N' Roses, Megadeth, Metallica. He's the one that introduced me to the world of metal, and from there I kind of picked up guitar, and he would show me how to play a few Megadeth songs, because that was my favorite metal band at that time and still is to this day. So I kind of just picked it up as a hobby, didn't really think that it would go anywhere, and then I started picking it up quickly, and I thought, you know what, why don't I actually try to succeed with this? Maybe if I were to succeed, I could help fund this whole venture. But not realizing where the music industry was, that was kind of a wasted effort in the sense that the industry didn't want people like me. You know, the real creative types that write and record our own stuff. They wanted pop tools, people that they could manipulate and or control. So after living in Nashville for 5 years, trying to finish out my whole stage performance side, I ended up moving back to Missouri and decided I'm going to reverse engineer, bring the stories out in book form so I can hit conventions, build up a fan base with something tangible that people can hold in their hands and read. And everything I did musically, even from a production standpoint, it helped inspire what you see at our conventions, such as CosmoCon a couple weekends ago.
Ah, yes.
Heck, I've even seen his ads on Facebook before I even met the guy. And so you're saying you're the one who did the music for it as well? That's
Man.
impressive.
I tell you, it's so impressive. The artwork is beautiful.
Thank you.
The music to go with it, you do it all. I mean, it's an adventure that you've taken on full-heartedly, and we want all of the people to check out and support, all of this that's going on, because he works 7 days a week. He's always working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heck, even when we're on sea, I'm sleeping half the time, let alone working on things. So
yeah, it's true.
But that being said, yeah, there you go. I said it again. I gotta stop saying that. I'm telling you. It's
What were you
terrible.
saying? I wasn't paying attention to what you were
Sorry,
saying.
we'll go on from that. So the last book is coming out here in, you said October, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after the book is released, what are your plans after that?
Well, on top of the third book coming out to complete this first particular trilogy, which the first book is called Rise of the Fallen, for those that don't know, the second book is Wings of Destruction, and the third book is already entitled Twilight of the Gods. On the same day as that third book, we plan on releasing a full color 8.5 by 11 source book. And basically it will have all the full body shots, the bust shots of every character introduced in this trilogy, as well as all the science, the background information. That way, for anyone that wants to dive into the world of Tia, whether it be just your average reader or maybe someone in Hollywood, they've got all three books, they've got the source book, they've got everything I can creatively give them in regards to the world of Tia. That is until I'm ready to start on the next trilogy, say in the next 2 or 3 years.
Ah, and is this trilogy going to be in the same universe?
Yes.
Fantastic. So it's going to keep going. That's
Yes.
just so fantastic to hear. It just so happens that when you're on the open sea, us pirates like to delve into stories of sorts of our own, and you'd be amazed how much reading is done on a ship. Because, I mean, when you're on the sea for 6 months, well, you got nothing to do except for...
Captain, it's usually only the smart ones, though. I know being a black hand's first. Fact. Does not read in his pastime.
His intelligence is a double-digit IQ. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
but he's willing to share this.
Ah, yes. Maybe if they read it to me, I could understand it better.
Perhaps. And then, I'll make sure to read it to everyone who can't read, all right?
Yes. I mean, think
But
about
that
it.
just means I have to take some of my other duties a little less.
Oh,
all right?
you can't keep track of that money
Can you
anyways.
actually...
Well, and even if the crew can't read, at least they have some pretty visuals to look at.
Yes.
It's true.
Us
All right.
pirates are known to like pretty things.
Good. Yes, we are. I just thought about it. You're blue, and I'm really dark pink. It's a lot like his characters.
Yeah.
Wait, where were they? Don't we have a pretty one and a manly one?
Indeed, we do.
What?
See, I like this. See, this
There's
is
blue.
very much reflective of me. I look at this beautiful face. You can see the comparison, right? I think that works good.
I'm not sure they can see it from there, but
What about up here? How's that sound?
has beautiful curls. Not like mine. Except mine are red.
Yes.
She's got the old school golden locks.
Exactly.
Yes.
I used to in my younger days.
Jeez, that was a long time ago.
In fact, I think you're about on your way there, right?
Uh-oh. Don't remind me.
Oh, mate.
Oh, all right. So, then we have a few things that we need to make sure of. If we were in said world, where exactly is the money at?
The money is all over. When you're thinking of crystalline technology, it's not only used as currency, it's used as weapons too.
Oh.
And there's different types of crystals.
So, you're saying there might be like scavengers or something who just go after the crystals and make stuff like, again, pirated, I suppose.
Ooh.
Well, and then you've got your infrastructure within the system created on Earth itself. But they
So it's also the currency?
Yeah, they mass produce the crystalline technology, and it can go into things such as architecture, weapons.
My
The
goodness.
sky's the limit.
Imagine the trade and what we could do there. We could build all kinds of new weapons. I'm telling you.
I mean, add to my crystal collection.
I mean,
Give me another cup.
it is a dabbed on topic that we have delved in a little bit of time essence ourselves. So maybe one day you might see us there. You might be writing and be like, how did they even show up? I didn't write that in there.
I don't remember it being in that part, but we'll suddenly show
I'll
up.
tell you from experience, when it comes to writing, especially stories like this, eventually they end up writing themselves.
Ah,
They really do.
you know, that is why I like, you know, and I'm gonna delve a little outside of my realm for a minute here. You know, I'm a storyteller myself. I all the other pirates sit around and I tell them about my world, and they play in it and they develop the story. And when you do something like that and you tell a story from that perspective, you let the people who are reading it and those who are playing in it just bring that story to light and evolve it. You know, from you, the feedback that you get and the people that tell you what they think about it might, you know, spruce ideas you didn't think about before.
Well, and the world needs more storytellers like you because, for instance, when it comes to just going to the theater to see a movie, it's a shared experience.
Yes.
And, you know, a story isn't meant for just one person to experience. Granted, living everyday life, we have our own experiences, but the point is what we have experienced is to share that with the rest of the world.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It's together we will be stronger.
Yes, exactly.
So, no, you've heard it yourself. Make sure that you are supporting this whole project because he's been. How long have you been working on this?
This project will officially be 20 years old this October, the day that the third book releases.
My
20
goodness.
years old.
And even
That's
though it
quite
may
a while.
not look it, it's been 19 plus years worth of hard work.
That is dedication. That's more dedication than you have to me.
Aye, and you have to anything.
He thinks he's funny. Yes, but definitely go to his website, like his Facebook, buy his books, tell other people about them. We want to spread the word, and you know, and
So, speaking of local events, don't you have something that's coming up here soon at the prison?
Yes, we're actually shooting a full-length music video.
But we're gonna have like a lot of people showing up to it.
The plan is, as you know, our production entity, R.A.W. Productions, we are shooting a full-length music video / short film this September in the old Missouri State Penitentiary.
oh, and rumor has it there might be a couple of pirates there,
Maybe
Rumor has it.
maybe more than two.
Rumor has it.
Singing that pop song again. This is what he got out of. Leave that alone.
Oh, I just like listening to music. In fact, as soon as he said something about Megadeth, I was all like, Symphony of Destruction.
First song I ever learned on guitar.
Oh,
There we
so
go.
impressed.
Now we're learning the real
Yes.
juicy bits too,
Who
right?
reads tavern music when you've got metal?
That's right.
Unfortunately, you can't play a lot of those songs for the children when you're on a boat.
But the children will learn one day.
Yeah, someday.
Yes.
They will appreciate the true metal. The true metal. No.
So-
Go on.
Just like someday they'll appreciate independent projects or independent work like what we do.
Oh yes.
Would
Oh
be.
man. There's so much work put behind it, and there's so much drive to be who we are and do what we do. That's why it's important that you share it with your friends and you tell everybody that you know about it, because you know we don't just do this just for fun. We do it because it's our passion. You know, I wouldn't be capturing other ships if I didn't want to. Okay, that's a stone cold lie. I would still capture ships.
Yeah, I didn't even have to call you on that one.
And you have to be passionate because even though most people are in it for that treasure at the end, you are already going to have a treasure when you complete your goal.
Oh yes.
You may not succeed where you want to go, but as long as you've actually set yourself to those goals and tried to complete them, that's treasure in and of itself.
Yep. That's exactly true. Treasure can go beyond that of gold and silver.
Oh, so you grab my gold and silver when you decide to say that,
That's
huh?
because mine's all gone because you keep losing it.
I'm not losing it. Ah.
All right. So excellent so far. We have learned so much about your book and what you're doing. And now this music video that we talked about. When can we expect people to be able to see it?
Officially, the plan is to have a local premiere December 8th here at the Performing Arts Center in Jefferson City, Missouri. And it'll either be that very weekend that we post it online and maybe the next week, we're not quite sure yet. But we also plan on trying to submit it to several film festivals next year and just see what happens with it.
Yes, absolutely. Put that in your book, Richard.
What do you think I was doing?
Yes.
I'm the one who can write.
I know I can't tell you.
Even if he can't read, at least he can write.
Yes, got to use it for something.
Which means We need your book coming out.
Yes, yes. Tale about the Red Rum Richard. What do you think?
Oh, well, I prefer to do all of my tales in song.
Ah,
That's allowed too.
it is allowed. Definitely allowed.
It is from what I hear.
So we've learned a whole lot today. We've had a lot of fun. Do you have any more questions for the man?
All right, well, I had one more thing then. Here.
I didn't expect this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow, that's massive. Did you get that from a shark?
Sharks don't have those kind of bones.
I just thought the sea.
He's been digging up dinosaurs and didn't know it.
Oh, yes, yes.
Well, Captain Raz, I want each of you to pick out a bone from here.
I will choose this one.
All right, sorry, it's a little sandy.
That's
You
all right.
Pick it up out from the beaches.
It's edgy.
Of course, I got the big one.
All right, I'll take the sleek one. Don't you hit me with that. All right.
What's going on?
So then, Captain, I noticed that you like to pick it out. Is that because you're big boned?
Of course. Gotta make up for my size somehow.
Well, Raz, why is it you decided to pick that one in particular?
Partially because it resembles the vertebrae.
The vertebrae? You're trying to tell us that you have quite the backbone, quite the spine.
I would say so too, and so do our books.
I would hope so. They'd fall apart, right? Isn't that how that works?
I meant visually.
Visually, yes,
Oh,
yes.
good.
I'm telling you, it takes a lot to put together all of this.
Oh, yes. In fact, you have quite the setup, don't you, whenever you see people at the conventions. You can go
Yes.
up to all the fancy lights and the electricity and the little ball. I don't know how you do that. It must be magic.
More science than it is magic, but kind of like art is a science.
More
is art.
science.
Telling you, mates, we're gonna be scientific mages before long.
Hey, at least you'll be able to educate everyone else on the seas after this is over.
Yes,
Right, yeah.
we will.
But yes, me and my team, we do interactive book signing events with our interactive booth at every con that we have time to make it to, which our last one was 2 weeks ago that we saw you at, which was the CosmoCon event here in Jefferson City, Missouri. And the whole point of it is not only to showcase the books that have been written so that people can dive into the world of THOB, but so that people can meet me, the author, but also my entire team that has helped me get this far. Because without them, I wouldn't even be here.
That is just fantastic.
And everyone who purchases a book from us or an art print, whichever it is, they can get it signed by me and the team, and they're welcome to get their picture taken with us in our customized director's chair.
Oh, I remember. Whenever I went and bought mine for the first time, I had to sign it, and I got the little metal things. I think I got this one.
Yep, we've got metal bookmarks
Yeah.
to go along with it.
Yeah, they're fancy and they're all holographic. It's crazy.
Speaking of merchandise, what other kinds of merchandise do you have available?
For instance, we've got T-shirts in all sizes. We've got these particular art prints, different types that go from the book covers to realistic imagery. The whole point of it is so that when people see our interactive booth setup, they take it in as something that they may eventually see on the big screen, so that it's not just a singular novel series, it's complete multimedia.
Oh man, that's a whole lot of stuff.
So
A whole lot of stuff. We need to start getting into more stuff to give people, but then we don't have anything to hoard.
We just seem to be giving away our gold coins there, Richard.
I'm not giving away my gold coins.
Oh, of
I've been
course
giving
not.
away yours. I mean,
that means you spend your gold coins on THOB merch and then you hoard that.
Ah, this is ideas. We'll talk about this later. Now, there is, of course, a way that you can find all of his stuff online.
Yes.
So, why don't you tell them the Facebook and everything?
We're on all social media such as Facebook, Twitter. We also have an official website, which is just theedgeofbeyond.com. You can also find us at rawproductionsllc.com. And anyone who is interested in what we're doing with Raw Productions, we're not just producing The Edge of Beyond as a franchise. We have many others coming out as soon as next year. With even a children's book being released this September, which is called Lost and Found.
Children's. I know these children's. We work with them on the sea.
yes, but you know all of these children's?
Well, not all of them. But they will soon.
All right, well then maybe
Well,
we
I mean,
should
I
show
will-
some of those children's about the Edge of Beyond stuff.
Well, yes.
Is it simple enough for a kid to read?
I'd say the ages are about 14 and up. I mean, it's something a teenager could pick up and enjoy, but there's a lot of heavy-handed themes in it, especially with the politics and spiritual concepts.
Oh, well, that makes sense. So what you're saying is that an articulate pirate, but not one that's too childish,
Right.
could read it. Ah.
But the childish ones can enjoy the nice covers.
Aye. Look at the pretty
Pretty
pictures.
artwork.
Aye, it's nice and colorful. Love it.
So there's something for everyone when it comes to the Edge of Beyond.
What a treat. What a treat indeed.
It is a treat.
Just like rum.
Rum's a treat. Well, Raz, I have to say that it's been a treasure having you here.
It's been a pleasure. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
I tell you, I'm so much looking forward to seeing what else you get to put out. Reading that third book. I'm going to get around to reading these books, all of them.
Right.
Especially, I got to tell you, just listening to you, I legitimately am looking forward to reading these books.
Well, considering that you started with the second one and are confused, maybe you can borrow mine and we can just do it correctly.
I'll get there. You know, I tend to read backwards sometimes.
Just keep in mind they're numbered for a reason. And if
You can read numbers.
if I accomplish my goal with the Edge Beyond in general, you will see it on the IMAX screen someday.
IMAX.
Yes.
You know, where you like sit back and just, what's happening right now?
Yes, so
It's kind of like whenever I have so much wrong.
Someday.
people can go beyond an IMAX.
I'm telling you,
Go
that day
beyond.
will be our finest day. So, it's been fantastic.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming on. And
It definitely won't be the last.
I definitely
Oh,
want to
yes, actually, we definitely have to get him back here after the third book comes out.
Oh, yes. And we're going to get him on the boat.
You have
Take
anything
him
else
out.
that you wanted to tell us?
Basically, just keep an eye out for everything Raw Productions related, as well as Tiab, and also you may see us be having some fun on the pirate ship with these two gentlemen.
Aha!
That definitely sounds like fun. You're gonna bring out the whole crew?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's going to be glorious.
The whole crew, and nothing but the crew.
As they say, go big or go home.
That's right.
That's why we've got the biggest and the tallest pirates out there.
Well, I may be short, but I'm inventive.
Yes.
Right. That you are.
Inventive and creative.
There you go.
Yes.
You got the biggest display I've seen. That's for sure.
It's the truth, man. At the convention that I've seen you at, your displays are bigger than anybody's.
Well, we try to go all out, especially because I figured since most people haven't heard of the Edge of Beyond, I thought, go big or go home. Give them that big, colorful display that will pull them in, and it works. They enjoy it, and also it's kind of the standard I've set for myself. I want to be surrounded by that when I'm signing books with my team, because that's what the Edge of Beyond is all about. It's meant to be one of the biggest things that's ever been created, but done in a fun and educating way.
That's just fantastic. And if you stick around till the end of the video, I will also show you a little bit of that display. And you'll get to see just how bright and vibrant it is.
Yeah, because we have lights, we have 2 TVs on display, we've got plasma balls. We just make it as interactive as possible so that even before anyone has bought one of the books, or most of the time 2 of them now, they're already pulled in.
Fantastic. Well, Richard, you got anything else?
Do I have anything else? No, I already picked my bone with you two, so.
Aha! Alright, well, be sure to stay tuned for us next week, and we'll be having more coming this way right here on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.
Aye. Now, may your sails always be full and your compass always point true.
I like that line. That was good. Well, the Hardys, it's time to set sail again.
Aye, Captain.
To live free with piracy. That's what happened with the 18 was
Got that on. Got the